Bisyo'y nagsimulang lumalim, kaya ngayon ang hirap tanggalin. Kabilin-bilinan ng lola.
Alcoholism, which is known as alcohol dependence syndrome, is a disease that is characterized by the following elements: craving, which is a strong need or compulsion to drink; loss of control, the frequent inability to stop drinking once the individual has begun; physical dependence, the occurrence of withdrawal symptoms such as nausea, sweating, shakiness, and anxiety when alcohol use is stopped after a period of heavy drinking. These symptoms are usually relieved by drinking alcohol or by taking another sedative drug. Alcoholism is influenced by genetic, psychological, social, and environmental factors that have an impact on how it affects the individual's body and behavior. The process of becoming addicted to alcohol occurs gradually, although some people have an abnormal response to alcohol from the time they start drinking. Over time, drinking too much may change the normal balance of chemicals and nerve tracts in the individual's brain that is associated with the experience of pleasure, judgment, and the ability to exercise control over their behavior. This may result in the craving of alcohol to restore good feelings or remove negative ones. Progressive increases in the frequency and quantity of alcohol consumption can begin to produce more serious medical symptoms of addiction. Someone abusing alcohol makes drinking the central activity of his or her life, displacing healthy activities and relationships and resulting in negative consequences. Diagnosing alcoholism can be tricky, since the diagnosis depends on the drinker being willing and honest enough to answer a series of questions about his or her drinking patterns and attitudes. This is a problem because a common symptom of alcoholism is denial. If someone is unwilling to be honest about his or her drinking habits, it is difficult, if not impossible, to accurately diagnose alcohol abuse or alcohol dependence. Long-term alcohol abuse can be very damaging to one's physical health. Health risks include cirrhosis, or the hardening of the liver, gastrointestinal problems, damage to the heart muscle, and impaired muscle functioning. Heavy drinkers often tend to miss meals or lack adequate diets and therefore suffer from nutritional imbalances and have an impaired immune system. Brain damage can also occur as the result of a vitamin B2 deficiency. A well-known condition, Korsakoff syndrome, is an amnesic disorder, which means that people find it difficult to remember past events and to learn new things.
Alcohol's effects on the body. Drinking too much on a single occasion or over time can take a serious toll on your health. Here's how alcohol can affect your body. Brain. Alcohol interferes with the brain's communication pathways, and can affect the way the brain looks and works. These disruptions can change mood and behavior, and make it harder to think clearly and move with coordination. Heart. Drinking a lot over a long time or too much on a single occasion can damage the heart, causing problems including cardiomyopathy, stretching and drooping of heart muscle, arrhythmias, irregular heartbeat, stroke, high blood pressure. Research also shows that drinking moderate amounts of alcohol may protect healthy adults from developing coronary heart disease. Liver. Heavy drinking takes a toll on the liver, and can lead to a variety of problems and liver inflammations including steatosis, or fatty liver, alcoholic hepatitis, fibrosis, cirrhosis, pancreas. Alcohol causes the pancreas to produce toxic substances that can eventually lead to pancreatitis, a dangerous inflammation and swelling of the blood vessels in the pancreas that prevents proper digestion. Cancer. Drinking too much alcohol can increase your risk of developing certain cancers, including cancers of the mouth, esophagus, throat, liver, breast. Immune system. Drinking too much can weaken your immune system, making your body a much easier target for disease. Chronic drinkers are more liable to contract diseases like pneumonia and tuberculosis than people who do not drink too much. Drinking a lot on a single occasion slows your body's ability to ward off infections even up to 24 hours after getting drunk. A bar. This is a common place where alcoholic beverages are just a common and legal thing to purchase. A place where people can chill, hang out with friends, celebrate occasions, meet new friends, or some just want to drink their way out of trouble. But drinking too much might lead to unconscious doings and bad situations. Fights. It is the most common troubles with the cause of drinking. Alcohol abuse is an addiction that leads to things that gives you a life full of regrets. When you drink, you might end up waking up in the morning with a stranger beside you, you might be ending up positive in your pregnancy test, or being accidentally pregnant and being unable to go to school. Alcohol, a short history. Fermented grain, fruit juice and honey have been used to make alcohol, ethyl alcohol or ethanol, for thousands of years. Fermented beverages existed in early Egyptian civilization, and there is evidence of an early alcoholic drink in China around 7000 BC. In India, an alcoholic beverage called sura, distilled from rice, was in use between 3000 and 2000 BC. Several Native American civilizations developed alcoholic beverages in pre-Columbian times. A variety of fermented beverages from the Andes region of South America were created from corn, grapes or apples, called shisha. In the 16th century, alcohol, called spirits, was used largely for medicinal purposes. At the beginning of the 18th century, the British Parliament passed a law encouraging the use of grain for distilling spirits. Cheap spirits flooded the market and reached a peak in the mid-18th century. In Britain, gin consumption reached 18 million gallons and alcoholism became widespread. Today, an estimated 15 million Americans suffer from alcoholism and 40% of all car accident deaths in the US involve alcohol.
It may be legal, but it is still a drug. Be safe, be sensible, know your limit. Alcohol is a drug too. Think before you drink. Your body belongs to you.
Alcohol drinking is common to teenagers. Let's hear out some of their thoughts and opinions.
Kuya, ilang taon ka na ba umiinom ng alak?
10 taon.
10 taon?
Oo.
So, ganun katagal ka na palang umiinom ng alak. Ano naman benefits na kukuha mo sa pag-inom ng alak?
Ano? Kaya lang kami lang kasi hindi na ako.
So, dinadaan mo yung alak para malipasan yung
Problema.
Kailan ka, anong taon ka nag-start sa pag-inom ng alak?
Siguro mga 10?
Mga ganun.
Oo.
Ano yun? Ano ba yan? Dahil ba sa influensya ng kamag-anak? O influensya ng barkada?
Influensya ng barkada.
So, bali parang elementary ka pa lang nun.
Mga grade 6 gano'n.
Sa pag-inom mo ng alak, buti hindi ka na-influensya ng pagsisigarilyo.
Ang pagsisigarilyo kasi nakakamatay. Natakot din.
So, alak lang talaga.
Alak.
Bale, sa tingin mo ba natulungan ka talaga ng alak?
Hindi.
Ba't naman?
Kasi nagkasakit ako.
So, anong klaseng sakit yan?
Sa lungs.
Sa lang?
Sa bituka. Marami.
Akal.
Atay. Ano ba?
Sa pag-inom mo ng alak, may na-influensya kang ka ba dyan?
Marami.
Uh,
Mga kaibigan kong bago. Sa college. Mga ganun.
so, hindi naman sila nagalit sa'yo.
Ginusto din nila eh.
Sa tingin mo, ano yung mapapayo mong alternatibo para hindi na lang uminom ng alak bilang isang tomador o lasinggero, ewan. Basta kung ano man, kung tamang term na kung ikaw.
Sa akin, pwedeng magpakasaya ka na lang, huwag ka na lang uminom. Umimik ka, sumayaw ka doon, pero huwag ka na lang uminom. Okay kung tikim lang, pero huwag mong gawing bisyo.
Ano yung mga dahilan mo ulit kung bakit ka nga ba umiinom?
Dahil sa magulang, financial, kasi nagkasakit. Kasi dati yung tatay ko lagi magulang.
Masyadong malalim na yung usapan. So, bale salamat sa anyak namin na sa interview na to.
Salamat.
Salamat.
Kailan ka nagsimulang uminom?
Third year high school ako.
Ilang taon ka no?
14 years old.
Ba't mo naman naisipang uminom?
Yung nung third year high school kasi ako, parang so totally wala pa siya sa isip ko, pero parang dahil sa barkada, napasama ako.
Ano
Pero
naman-
yung third year lang.
Ano namang naging epekto ng pag-inom mo?
Syempre minsan nakakapag-cutting ako kahit ayaw ko. Pero minsan parang ginugusto ko kasi nag-enjoy ako eh. Tapos minsan napapabayaan ko yung pag-aaral ko. Tapos umuwi na ako ng 10 oras.
May naging good effects ba yun?
Syempre, alam naman natin sa pag-inom wala naman magiging good effect yun. Laging bad effects. Kasi syempre, alcohol yun eh. So kasi pag nakita ka, kunyari, at your age, makikita ka ng mga mas nakakatanda, parang iba yung iisipin nila tungkol sa'yo. So, yun.
Legal ka ba mag-inom?
Legal ka ba mag-inom?
Totally sa family ko, alam lang nilang umiinom ako pag may occasion. Occasionally, pero yung inom na katulad nito, ito na ginagawa natin, hindi siya legal.
Pero pagdating sa sakali lang kung magkakaroon ka ng anak, papayagan mo ba sila mag-inom?
Siyempre hindi, kasi alam ko naman na mali. Alam ko sa sarili ko na mali yung ginawa ko. Siyempre, ba't ko pa itutulad yung sarili ko sa kanila?
Pabor ka ba dun sa pagdagdag ng buwis sa tulad ng syntax?
Oo, kasi alam ko namang dahil sa pagpapatupad ng syntax bill, sa syntax reform law, mababawasan yung mga gumagamit ng ng mga tulad nga ng sigarilyo tsaka ng alak.
Umiinom ka ba?
Hindi.
Nag-iossi?
Hindi rin.
So, okay na yun.
Statistics about whom ages among male and female is more drinker to each other. It shows that males drink harder in any ranges of ages among females.
Alcoholism Support by Ed Phillips, answering exactly how to quit drinking. Now this is an introduction to a free stop drinking guide called A Practical Approach to Understanding and Dealing with Alcoholism. So, I used to be a chronic alcoholic and my entire life was in a right mess. And I've been dependent on alcohol for over 30 years, but still found it difficult to admit that I had a real problem. I had half-heartedly made an effort to quit drinking, however, I never managed to succeed. I really could not imagine a life without it, and I even attempted to regulate my alcohol consumption, yet that did not succeed either. I'd begin every day served with a can of beer, and I continued to drink alcohol all day long. I'd often drive my car whilst under the effect of alcohol, placing other people in danger. Today, I'm not only humiliated and ashamed to confess this, but also that I'd often wake up in the morning after a heavy night's drinking, not only with a hangover, but also on top of a puddle of my very own urine. Being unfaithful was commonplace, so I was putting myself at risk to contracting VD and even passing it on to my wife. I regularly had blackouts and woke up in unusual places with no recollection of how I'd got there. I'd often do things which I regretted under the influence of alcohol, and yet in spite of this I continued to drink. I eventually decided that enough was enough right after an unsuccessful attempt at suicide, and I'm happy to say that I have not drunk since. If you fall on such telling times, you'll need to know a way to quit drinking as I did. So here is the actual plan I've followed to quit alcohol, and I'm positive that if you follow these basic steps, you'll be able to stop drinking too. Accepting that you've got a problem with alcohol is the main starting point. An alcoholic's style of defence is always to state that they're not an alcoholic and tend to reel off poor excuses for their addictive behaviour. Once you've admitted to yourself that you're an alcoholic, the very next thing that you need to do will be to look at the main reasons why you're drinking and question yourself with things like, how come the thought of life without alcohol seems so intolerable? Just what drives you to drink alcohol? Why do you continue to drink despite the fact that it's wrecking your relationships and your health? And so on. If you're a chronic alcoholic, then you will have to quit alcohol with medical-related guidance. So do make an appointment to visit a healthcare professional and talk to them frankly concerning your drinking problems as well as your intention to quit. They will be qualified to prescribe you with medication necessary to make the actual withdrawal process a more comfortable experience. Once you have ended drinking alcohol, you'll need to make a plan to avoid returning to it. During the early days of stopping drinking, you're going to come up with all sorts of excuses to go back to it. You might think that you have the ability to handle it as you begin to visualize it as less of a problem, and you'll start to recall the good times you had while drinking. Avoid taking any chances and make sure you get a guide to help you quit drinking alcohol effectively.
Did you ever drink so much of a certain type of alcohol that you can never drink the same kind of alcohol again? I've decided to, that's how I'm going to quit drinking. One at a time, Doug Stanhope. Stop drinking. And this is the For a Change.